Last split, after Ninja and Emperor joined to us, well, everyone and even us think, oh, we are going to win every game, but that was not happen. So now we are not going to follow that situation again. So we practice more hard than last time, and we are going to make 2-0 this week.
Welcome back, everyone, to the North American Challenger Series. I am Dominic Sater-Romer, taking over the desk for our final matches. With me is Mr. Aiden's Irene Moon.
You're quite tall.
I really am, but there's an easy fix to that. Hold on, let's. Yeah. Nice. We're continuing the action with game number 2 between Dream Team and TDK. You just heard about Seraph talking about the importance of not buying into team expectations and just focusing on their game. And so far, his prediction is on course. Right now, the series stands at 1-0 for TDK. Both teams drafted double AD comps, and for the first 3 quarters of the game, Dream Team was keeping pace with TDK. But after grabbing a quick Baron at the 30-minute mark, TDK took a step ahead of their opponents, out-split-pushing Dream Team, and eventually took their victory 10 minutes later.
And that's pretty much no surprise to me. Seraph is pretty much the split-push god from what I've been hearing, but TDK were a team that had high expectations for themselves with talk of making it through Challenger without dropping a single game. But of course, they actually lost their first game and lost the way of getting that type of title for themselves. So, of course, partly due to the fact that the team was thrown for a loop. They spent 3 or 4 months in Korea practicing and scrimming with Ninja, but he was then banned from competition. So TDK, they then brought on Do It, and they're making it work, but they just haven't had the same amount of time to synergize with him in the mid lane. So that's been something that's been holding them back a little bit, but they still have Seraph, they still have OQ, and they look like their carries are pretty intact.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Dream Team are sitting at the bottom of the standings after an 0-2 start to their split and looking to make a statement win.
Yeah, in a season where there's only 10 games, like I said before, it becomes incredibly difficult to rebound from a 0-4, and it doesn't leave much wiggle room at all in the standings at that point. Dream Team, they did make a roster change, and this week are starting Frostbite's former bot lane duo of TM8 and Hakuho with their synergy intact. So they have a bottom lane package that's arrived from Voyboy, apparently. You know, like I said in the last matchup, we're actually going to see a lot of Frostbite former Frostbite members. And it's funny because Frostbite versus TLA, there's actually more Frostbite members now in Challenger than there were TLA members that won. Of course, some of them got brought up to LCS, but who really won those qualifiers?
No. You got to ask that question, but let's check out the teams as they prepare to slug it out. On the blue side for Game 2, it's Dream Team. In the top, it's Churong. In the jungle, it's Shurnfire. Mid is Pekin Wolf. AD carry is TM8, and support Hakugo.
And on the red side, it's Team Dragon Knights looking to make it back into the LCS. It's Seraph in top lane. In the jungle, it's Kez. In the mid, it's Do It, OQ at AD carry, and Bishu making that role swap to support.
Yeah, so from that first game, I don't know if you guys got a chance to really look at that graphic, but in a 40-minute game, there were 10 kills. Typically when you see double AD carry comps, especially from both teams, you expect a lot of action, but really, it was just skirmishing. Nobody wanted to overcommit for the entire match.
Yeah, you pretty much get into a point where you have turret sieging potential, but if there's enough wave clear on both squads, we have double ADs, nobody's really engaging. At that point, you're kind of just, like, I think I said this once a couple of years ago on the analyst test, where it's everybody's playing with archers. You only brought archers to a fight in a war. So everybody's just shooting at each other until eventually somebody dies. And it takes so long to actually end a fight that way. So they did run a double AD composition with Quinn in the top lane. They ran Lulu in the mid lane, and then they had AD carry Ezreal for OQ, which is actually the only thing I've seen him play. Yeah. I've only seen him play Ezreal at all. And I want to see more out of him. Of course, the Lulu, I think, is fantastic with double AD compositions. I was so surprised that in the last set that we were playing, Lulu wasn't picked or banned in one of those games, and they both ran, or there was an double AD composition. I was pretty much, my mind was blown at that. Like, pretty much you take Lulu with
a double AD, yeah. But no chance that we saw that. We could see it in this game. As you can see, picks and bans. Quinn, Fiora, Ryze taken away. Gangplank, Graves, and Poppy, the old GGP from Team Dragon.
GG. WP, you don't get 4 bans.
Yeah.
So, nothing there. Of course.
Yeah, Pekin Wolf, he played well in the last game. He kept pace with Do It's Lulu the entire time, and he was able to put out solid harass, but for the majority of the game, it looked like he was using his packages defensively more than offensively.
Yeah, Pekin Wolf is a player that really always liked Italy. He liked to poke mid laners. He went to Xerath. So Corki's just another type of champion for him that does that. He's never struck me as the guy who's going to jump into a fight, jump all the way into the back. So using the package defensively doesn't really deviate too much from his desired play style, and he's pretty much the guy who's going to peel and jump back and stay safe.
Yeah, some solid play from Pekin Wolf. We'll see if maybe he can turn it into a win this time. Team Dragon Knights, they picked up their first 2 champions in Callista Alistar for OQ and Bijou, and he took it in game number 1 to great effect.
So he's going to play something different than the Ezreal this time.
Yeah.
OQ is going to be playing on the Callista. Of course, when I said the Ezreal, I mean, the new season patch, it's all I've seen him really play. It was Blue Ezreal when it became popular. So I have seen him play, of course, LCK and all of that on Najin. So he's played other things. The Callista, of course, great champion for him, alongside the Alistar for Bijou. And I think Alistar is a great support for both support players who are veterans and new players. It's one of the things that High will take as well, right, in the LCS on Cloud9, because you want to be able to survive as long as possible. And if you're making a mistake, being not that punished for it is pretty much what you want when you're new to a role. Yeah. So being able to dive, having 2 tools to do it, and this is saying Team Dragon Knights, they want to start fights very often.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for TDK's bottom lane, as once again, Massacre decides to pick up Lucian as Schernfire returns to the Elise he was on in game number 1.
Actually, Schernfire had Elise banned against him, I believe, last time. No, actually, he didn't. He got it one time. He went 1-6-3 previously, and then he went 1-1-1 in the most recent game. So he's had Elise twice, but he's lost both times that he's had it. So Dream Team right now, they're looking at an 0-3 start right now to Challenger. And Schernfire, young guy, he came out here, I believe, from Australia. I believe to go ahead and play.
Yeah, he's been playing reasonably well for his team. He just hasn't quite been able to land the cocoons that he was looking for. Meanwhile, Team Dragon Knights, they decide to pick up Lissandra now, and Zach, blast from the past coming at you.
I mean, Kez was known for Evelyn, Elise, and then Zach was like his backup.
Yeah.
So his champion pool doesn't seem to have progressed too much. He can play things like Elise, like Mundo still, but he's pretty much a defensive player, but I want to see what he does with this, because all 4 members of TDK have a way to start a fight and engage. Yeah. Lissandra is one of Seraph's best champions. Even before it was meta, back on the CLG days, when he first came over here to North America, everybody's like, this guy has such a great Italy, Yasuo, and Lissandra. It's like, well, none of those are really meta top laners right now, so Lissandra being meta really helps out Seraph in that top lane.
Meanwhile, Dream Team, they're going to be the ones to secure Lulu this time around.
And double marksman.
And Braum. So it's double marksman, Lulu, and Braum.
So you have somebody to protect you from wave clear like Victor. You have the double AD composition. You have 2 protection champions for it. But then you also have Elise in here. And Elise can fill a disengaged role when you get a Rylai's Crystal Scepter and you throw out the Volatile Spiderling. You also have pick potential and catch, as well as being able to roam and have early pressure. So if you can get your lanes a little bit ahead, you hit the Trinity Force power spike a little bit earlier, you can group up earlier, you can punish people. So overall, a very good composition for Dream Team. But TDK, this composition is not going to let a double AD composition fly.
Yeah, it's so tricky because, as you mentioned, there are so many ways into Dream Team, and Dream Team did have that problem in game number 1. Every time they tried to force a fight, it just didn't quite work out for them. TDK were able to kite it out with Bijou's Alistar, and it just really seemed like they had the game under control. But we want to know what you think. Hit us up on Twitter with your series predictions. Tweet at LOL Esports with hashtag DTWin or hashtag TDKWin. I'm excited. It's good to see that TDK, they're able to pivot away from the double AD carry strat in game number 2.
Yeah, when the Corki's picked up, you pretty much say, okay, well, they got blue side first pick Corki, one of the best picks right now because you can flex it, but also it allows you to run the double AD composition. Really, really great there. But TDK, they're able to pivot. They put Seraph on an engaged champion, but they don't just have Seraph on this team anymore, right? They also have OQ, who's another threat. So they have both sides of their map covered with a really great player.
Yeah, and Seraph actually thinks a lot of OQ. Seraph says OQ brings a lot of strong qualities that should help his new team.
OQ bring for TDK is he's really good mechanical player, so we usually winning the bottom, and he bring for us new strategy, and also he's really good mindset for yeah, he's really good mindset player.
And it's really great when you have a player on your team that has such a good mindset, because Seraph also now strikes me as one of those players. He has a really great mindset. He's been subbing in for Team Impulse. He's 2-1 with them, I believe. And the game that they lost, he was getting really fed on Ryze in the top lane. So Seraph has been having impressive LCS performances, but he was put on a team that was in one of the worst situations. They have to take subs. It's short notice. Seraph, he hasn't played with these guys before, and he's still making the best of the situation and shot calling with them in English, helping them out. So he doesn't have a defeatist mentality. He's able to make the best of any situation. And I think that's a really cool thing about Seraph. And I think that's also something about him that makes it so great, because Seraph strikes me as the player that, I'm actually going to say this with like pretty much full confidence, that he is one of the best split pushers in North America right now, and he's one of the best of making he's one of the top players at making the best of a bad situation when your team is behind, because he's able to split push his team to victory. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Seraph win a game by himself because he knew when and how to put pressure on the map when his team was behind.
And that's what we saw in game number 1. Seraph on Quinn, he didn't exactly have the best score at 1-3, but he was 120 CS ahead of Churong on that Maokai, single-handedly pushing down inhibitors and inhibitor turrets. So we'll have to see if he's able to do that again in this game. As you can tell, everyone sitting comfortably in lanes as everyone is in their native habitat.
Yeah, and Seraph just understands the concept of, I don't need to go through your team to win the game.
Yeah.
I can go around your team. He's really good at flanking. He's really good at split pushing. I think he's just become more of a complete top laner, and it's been great to see since his days on CLG when he first came over here.
Some very confident stuff, and hopefully TDK will be able to ride that wave further forward as everybody takes some defensive positions and just decides to farm it out. Churong taking just a bit of harass and missing a few CS here and there, but it is a little tricky to lane against Lissandra a bit while the junglers clear out their main camps and look to head around the jungle.
Yeah, and you can see the bot lane is actually quite important. OQ has been punishing TM8 really hard, and he's been denying a lot of minions. They got the level 2 power spike, and Bishu took WQ, so TM8 has to respect that. So he's been giving up this CS, and that's why you see that lead right now. So he's going to try to catch this wave and get as much of it as he possibly can here. But it's still going to be a lead for OQ early on.
Quite unfortunate. TM8 actually did give up first blood in game number 1. OQ and Bijou went for a similar strategy, rushing level 2 before all-inning TM8 and killing him for first blood. And seeing some similar aggression in game number 2 sets him just a bit defensive to keep it safe as the wave is pushed, and he doesn't want to take any chances this time around. Doesn't want to give away any sort of first blood to early shenanigans.
Yeah, it was first blood around 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the next kill for TDK came at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So they were just scaling. I have a feeling, though, on this composition that when people start hitting level 6, you're going to see a lot of fighting. Nice Cocoon.
Yeah, Cocoon finds Seraph. He's taken just a bit of damage, but casually waltzes away, not even going to burn a flash.
It's not even that much damage either.
Yeah. Bishu, however, will eat a stun as Hakuho looks to trade it over. Alistar's nice and tanky, though. He's going to soak that no problem, and we did see our first gank of the game in that top lane with Surenfire trying to look for Seraph.
Yep. Kez is going to start making his way towards that top side, though. Clear out his Krugs. Zach, very good ganker, especially from Fog of War. Like, even if you see him, sometimes you just can't escape him, too. So, Kez,
Situation.
want to see what he does with the bubblegum Zach.
Yeah, in game number 1, he played Poppy. He relied almost completely on disruption.
Yeah.
It seemed like his sole purpose was to keep people off of his carry.
Yeah, well, that's what you need to do when you have a Lulu double marksman composition.
Yeah.
If you're Poppy, that's all you need to do. Your win condition is keep at least one person out of the fight, maybe 2 people, depending. So you're just disruptive. That's all you need to do. Peel, disruption, then it's easy game.
Yeah, seems like that's what worked. This time around, very disruptive champion on Zach. There's really nothing as satisfying as jumping into a team and just getting a quick E-tap for a quick AoE bounce. It really feels good to
I
provide
don't know,
that
man.
much.
I've seen some Lulu wave clear. I've seen some satisfying things in Challenger.
Ooh. Might have a chance to see it again as Churong shoves Seraph into his turret.
It's Shern Fury.
Yes, Shern Foray.
It's Keys. Keys clearing out the ward.
Do-ite?
Nope,
Mid lane?
it's do it.
Hey.
Anyway. But yes, yeah, Pekin Wolf, you learned that this week.
I did. I was calling him Peckinwolf. It's a hardy.
Yeah, it's named after a Pekingese type of dog that he thinks looks really silly. But Sternfire, clearing out the Scuttle Crab, it also looks kind of silly.
Yep.
Especially when it's shaken. But this is kind of cute, too.
It's so scared. It just wants to wander around.
But then you never kill it, actually.
Oh, Sternfire is
just
actually going for an
burrows.
invade right now.
You beat it into submission.
Oh, okay.
Now, give me some vision! And that's how the Scuttle Crab do.
The Scuttle Crab submission.
True facts about the Scuttle Crab.
Sitting in an old leather armchair. Uh-oh. Looks like we might see a gank from Sternfire. Cocoon finds Bishu. Getting just a bit of damage. Flash is used. And OQ dashes forward, getting a lot of Ren stacks onto Hakuho.
You're going to try to wait for... they're actually going to fall off, though. That minion that was near him actually didn't have enough HP to withstand just taking one shot.
OQ continues to shove forward. With this wave now at his back, Elise is clearing Krugs, but they don't want to try any action despite the fact that Kez was down there. Bishu is going to be tagged and walk away. So looks like we're seeing a bit of a repeat from last game. Everyone's taking their time, very patient. They're content to sit back and scale. And it sort of begs an interesting question for Dream Team. They tried it in game number 1 to little success. Now they've got a similar composition with the double AD and protection. What's different this time around? How can they make it work this time?
Well, they have their double AD. They have they have the Lulu now for Chirong. So he has a safe lane for himself. He's not going to get too far behind of Seraph, who had 120 CS advantage last game. So really just destroyed him with that Quinn. There aren't really any great matchups to run into Quinn at the moment. So just applying a lot of pressure on that champion. So now Chirong has a much safer laner. Something that can actually deal with the Lissandra. He's going to go for a Frost Queen's Claim, so he'll also have some peel on top of his peel and protection for his carries. So I think that's going to be a little bit of the difference here for the team. Of course, I want to talk about the teams overall. As Dream Team last week, they went 0-2, sitting at 0 points. Now they can only get 1 point out of this.
Yeah.
But if they get 1 point out of it, they keep TDK at 2, and they keep the standings rather close with 2 teams at 3 points. Then they have TDK at 2, then themselves at 1 in that hypothetical situation. Or if they give it over, TDK jumps up to 4 points and first place. So TDK, they really want to jump out to that first place spot and get ahead of these other teams, especially since TLA and Ember are now even after their first matchup there.
Do it looks like he might be on the receiving end of a gank as Sternfire wanders down. Gravity Field zones Elise away, and with Kez to back up, no action breaks out as everybody continues to farm it up. We're seeing Pekinwolf actually open up with a bit of a CS lead on this Corki. Missed that one, but that's okay. He's still got a lead.
Do it look like he missed both of those minions with his laser and didn't kill them both. It's
Oh,
sad. No, they're so close! Oh, it's tragic. It's tragic.
And now all the minions are hitting the wrong one. That's
Tilted.
yeah, blue buff now passed back over to that Corki. Farming so well. And everybody else seems to be pretty even. Once again, OQ, as expected, getting a minor lead over Massacre as he just shoves him over and over again.
Yeah, but of course, this is intact synergy here for Hakuho and TM8. Despite both of them being new to Dream Team, they have worked together on Frostbite for multiple months now. Going up against OQ and Bishu, who also have some months of experience. But of course, Bishu only has months of experience, not years of experience on the support role.
We're seeing Dream Team now take the Rift Herald. In game number 1, they actually managed to take it 3 times over the course of the game. So we'll see if they're able to do something similar.
Who did they give it to before?
Sternfire.
Every time?
Interestingly.
Every time?
I think Pekinwolf had it once, then Sternfire had it once, then Massacre had it once.
Okay. Well, right now they give it to Sternfire, and one of the reasons that you give it to your jungler is that it decreases your back timer, so you get back fast. We'll talk about that in a second, though.
For the knockout combo, it's a bounce house. Teammate finally hits the ground, but he goes down to first blood. Bishu is the one who secures it.
Hey, level 6s come out, and you see immediately a dive. Kez jumps in, and then they throw Bishu in, too. And they just use everything they can. They're going to try to do as much damage to this turret as they possibly can here. And it's going to be hard to get them off. They have this gigantic minion wave.
Yeah, looks like this turret is about to go down as TDK take a quick lead with that first blood. And the first turret of the game is... They're not trying to reset. Oh, they're just getting extra gold for Oki.
Yep. Making sure that he gets all of the local gold here. Boop. Worth a kill.
Yeah.
345 gold going over to OQ there. Kez. Oh, yeah, it's so far. It's so far now. And then Kez they're able to get pretty much put him in the bounce house there.
Yeah.
Threw the Callisto ulti at him. Bishu then used the Q. So TMA didn't really stand a chance or really get control of his character again to even flash. But now they're trying to cut off the mid lane. Schernfire and Pekin Wolf.
Yeah, we did see a recall from Do It. And now this wave is being shoved into the turret. Schernfire takes some damage, but Kez is able to keep it standing, and Do It finally makes it back in time. So he should be able to keep it alive with his 2 for blue, second upgrade on that Victor core.
Yeah, 2 for blue. Yeah, that helps me remember all the time.
We've got thematic cohesion between
Seraph's actually being collapsed on in the bot lane. He's still going to be fine, though. Schernfire really doesn't do too much damage.
Lots of damage to Schernfire. And Seraph, wow.
Yeah, Seraph, he wants to get to this bottom tier 1 so that he can defend it, but he's being collapsed on by 4 people. They're just going to trade top turret. If Seraph goes down here, though,
could be trouble as he takes a few auto attacks from Charong. The rest of TDK, however, are on the opposite side of the map, and once again, the teams are trading turrets. Bottom tier 1 is secured for Dream Team evening it up, but TDK on the other side look to take that tier 1, the top tier 1 and answer, but Dream Team are pushing forward looking for a tier 2 right now. They've only got 2 minions left. It's secured. OQ again gets the local gold, but this tier 2 takes a lot. Here comes Seraph. Oh man, and he's able to dissuade any further pushing.
Yeah, TDK, although they're up in gold slightly after that, they lose a lot of HP on that bottom tier 2. And there's the package.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice gravity field to force the second Valkyrie out of Pekin Wolf. And that's just going to be an easy cleanup here for Do It on this minion wave. Not going to be too much damage going out onto the turret just yet.
Yeah, might be looking for the turret, but is not able to secure it. Kez clearing out a pink ward, trying to zone Pekin Wolf back as Seraph roams past, heading back towards the top lane. Once again, OQ farming to his heart's content. Pekin Wolf opening up with a pretty big CS lead in that mid lane now. Doesn't have Triforce yet, but he's well on his way.
Oh man, double pink wards. Like, keep putting pink wards around Pekin Wolf because there's just so much engaged that you have to worry about full onto this Corki. He has cleanse, but you have to worry about the Lissandra clawing in. You have to worry about even OQ showing up, Bishu from behind, or Kez from Fog of War. It's just, now these wards are getting cleared out constantly, and TDK are putting in their own pink wards. So the fear that this is going to strike into Pekin Wolf is that the focus is now on this mid lane. TDK has both side lane turrets, tier 1s down. This is the lane that they're going to be looking at next.
Pekin Wolf continues to shove, Do It, holding it as best he can. Seraph might be the recipient of some more action. Bishu comes to try to save him. The knockup is going to land. Bishu jumps in to try to keep him alive as Seraph zones everyone out to buy time, but that's a big minion wave. He jukes on the far side, looks for some more action. Charong even joins the battle as well. Seraph is low. The full culling botting block, but Charong is able to keep him alive. They both end up going down. A double kill for Schernfire.
And that's a really good turret dive there. They had the numbers advantage. Kez was nowhere to be found. Off on the side, just not there yet. And that's going to be a turret going down and 2 kills going over to DT for nothing.
Looks like OQ's he's trying to answer with that bottom tier 2. As
he's actually going to get this, though.
Are making it in time. It's pre-20 minutes. No home guard going to be on anyone. The tier 2 is secured by OQ.
Yeah, tier 2s are paper if you get the tier 1 super early in the game, because you have to wait until a certain time for resistances to start stacking up on these turrets. So if you take the tier 1 very early before it gets resistances, you unlock the tier 2. If you continue to push, you're rewarded. And that's going to be another Rift Herald going over. And now I get to restart my statement.
Yes.
So Elise can do this and actually hit the eye because the Spiderlings will tank it. And then he hits it in the back.
Oh, he missed that one.
That Spiderling didn't go to the backside.
The Spiderlings are dead.
Get some resets of the Spiderlings.
Oh no, Schernfire.
Oh, babies.
He's trying. Oh, you can do it, Schernfire. I believe in you.
The little ones will hit it in the back too.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yep. The little one just like pulls out a dagger and shanks it in the back. Like, oh, my eye!
Oh, I thought we were about to watch a replay.
we are.
This is the top lane.
Oh, yeah, they're not that trolly. Seraph, not 100% sure on that choice, actually. Schernfire had red buff. If Seraph had waited and then ultied Schernfire could have died there. But Bishu goes down, so does Seraph, and Kez just not there yet. And so many members make it out with so little HP, and Sharong helping them do that, helping keep them alive. But TDK, they're still in this, 1,000 gold down. Dream Team, though. Oh, right into it again!
Again, he's able to read the dash. Oh no, TM8 burns his heal, but he's going to go down. Kez with the sneaky kill.
And a nice follow there. Kez just stepping up his game in this game. I realized after I said it. Don't worry, I saw that look.
Stepping up his play.
Wow, hey, thanks for the swords.
I'm just trying to help you out. I'm looking out for you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
With Massacre dead, that means TDK put some pressure on the mid lane. They're not quite able to break through the quirky wave clear, however. They decide to back off, and this could be an answer from Dream Team as they push forward. Ah, that turret's so low health.
Yep. So close to going down.
If I were to do it right there, I would be spamming Laugh to try to bait them into diving in.
Oh, why would you do that? Seraph's top lane. Seraph's looking for a flank, though, eventually. He's got his TP up. Sharong doesn't have his. So you want to bait somebody to this top lane. And Seraph knows this. Seraph knows he wants to push waves, flank with the TP when he gets the opportunity, lock up somebody. You see this ward that's in the middle of the lane. If they shove up to try and take this turret, you bet there's going to be a TP on that ward.
We're going to see if that is the case. The turret is shoved indeed.
Oh! Glad you didn't take the bet.
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, $5 or...
No, nobody took that bet.
No, nobody.
But still,
we didn't check.
It's an opportunity, and the rest of the team actually backed off there. Kez went to go do his jungle, and OQ went to go towards the wolves, so they pretty much seeded the turret. I guess the ward wasn't far enough back for their liking for him to actually TP in onto it.
So that does bring it to 3-3 in turrets. However, Dream Team do have about 1,000 gold lead. A lot of that is going to be on Peak and Wolf. He does have a pretty moderate CS lead over Do It, but again, these teams are playing very patiently. They're trading one objective for another. Neither of them really seem committed for the solid 5-on-5 action movie team fight.
Yeah, no igniting somebody and walking away because there isn't even an ignite on Dream Team. It sucks.
No cool guys.
Yeah, cool guys don't look at explosions. You're not going to have that this game. I mean, I guess you could Corki, rocket, and then turn away. That'll work. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah. Schernfire, though, I wanted to talk about the Rift Herald and how you give it to the jungler. So what it allows you to do is it gives you extra movement speed. You run into lanes, gives you movement speed for a gank, gives you movement speed for traversing the jungle. It makes you faster than the enemy jungle in backing and then running to a different lane. So it actually increases or decreases your time between ganks substantially compared to the other jungle. So you're basically out-rotating him by gank, back, and then gank and back. And you do that with that timer in that short amount of time that you have, and you try to be as active as possible. Try to affect as many lanes as you can. There are situations where you do want to put it on other champions, but I'm a jungler, so I'm going to tell you to give it to me every time. I smited it. It is my buff.
You know, there's a reason they changed it.
It's my buff.
Last hit.
Anyway.
Uh-oh. Wave to push it forward. But it doesn't look like TDK want to follow.
Yeah, Pika Wolf has the package, so you don't want to jump forward at all.
Yeah, he's still got it for about 35 seconds.
Kez
going
off
down
on the
to
side.
about 30 now.
Kez off on the side looking for a flank, but I believe they spotted him with a ward, so not too sneaky.
Not very sneaky indeed. Giant pink bubblegum man is not quite able to. Dragon just now spawning. Kez is waiting in the pit, but the rest of Dream Team are split, except for Schernfire.
Oh.
He's going to spot that Zac, I believe. Yeah, he's playing around with the vision right now. Kez is so deep in enemy territory. All of Dream Team turned to collapse on him, the package as well. It's not going to hit him, but he's taking some damage from Peak and Wolf.
Yeah, he just walks away.
Yeah, a little late on the Spooky Ghost there, but Kez now joined up with the flash on his
Oh. Schernfire flashed Cocoon, but Seraph already had a claw out to take. So that's a flash for nothing. And that's going to be Dragon, but they're going to give up some mid lane turret damage? No, they're going to go for a fight here.
Yeah, looks like
Ping back and forth.
Want to try to get in. There is no package. Bishu takes a little bit of poke as the Dragon is secured. Seraph and the
Looking
Cullen
for an
goes
engage.
in. There they go. It's two of them tossed in. Hakuho's in the front lines trying to keep him up. Bishu goes low. He goes down. Kez dives onto Massacre. He gets popped into his cells. And now Seraph is chasing forward. The carries of TDK are untouched, and they're chasing further. That slow finds Peekenwolf. So far, it's 1-for-1. The flash laser's not enough to get the kill. Seraph is kept alive. Kez rejoins the fight. He drops to Peekenwolf. And now it's finally a 2-for-1 for Dream Team. They're going to continue to chase this, but TDK are running for their lives.
Yeah, the peel back there, and that's why the Lulu double marksman composition is so good, because you enable them to continue fighting. They're much more durable than you think they are going to be with just what they have on themselves. The shields come out, the wild growth comes out, and you also give them movement speed, so they're much slippery, much more slippery. Words are sometimes so hard.
Yeah, so now that's a 2-for-1. TDK are able to take the Dragon, but Dream Team managed to net an additional kill. Blue buff passed over to Peekenwolf on the way out. Here's a breakdown.
Yep, and as you can see here, Kez, he's going to try to follow up after OQ throws in Bishu, but Bishu has already taken so much damage before he ulties. Look at that! He ulties with 200 HP, and Seraph ulties himself instead of locking up a primary target. In this composition, I don't think you can be afraid of locking up the Lucian or locking up even the Lulu or the Corki. Locking up a primary DPS dealer instead of yourself, I think, is very beneficial. So, Seraph, he's used a couple ultis on himself, one on the dive, one here. I don't always think it's the best move for that team fight, because you really want to be able to catch one of them and then just continue from there.
Yeah, speaking of catch, Kez takes a bit of poke from a Cocoon and some trades with Hakuho and Massacre. 22 minutes in, and Dream Team are the ones who have themselves 2,000 gold lead over TDK. They're grouping up around the Baron right now. Might be trying to skirmish as they're trading vision left and right.
So the last game was about 1,000 gold back and forth until the 23-minute mark. And that's when TDK started to get their lead. So we're going to see what happens in this game. DT, they do have many ways to get out ahead of TDK.
Yeah,
but TDK are going to hit some strides and items soon.
Do it with no summoner spells. Forced to take the long way around as Dream Team zone him away from this turret. OQ's there to catch it, however. The Korean communication working well for TDK as nobody's getting left out. Nobody's miscommunicating, at least that we can see.
Or, well,
or here.
I see communication, yes.
Yes. And it seems like TDK are trying to be defensive. Blue Trinket. Oh, they might try to turn on to Bishu here as the Death Push is unsuccessful.
Seraph not really doing too much on the map at the moment, whereas Chirong is split pushing in the bottom lane with TP up. They both have TP though, because of course he does get the Raptor with the smite. Surenfire has an Abyssal Scepter on this Elise, so a decent amount of magic penetration. Going to benefit himself, Chirong, and Peekenwolf. Bishu, even more wards. This is really risky.
Yeah, Baron's at half, and TDK are all grouped around it. They're buying time for Chirong on the other side of the map right now. He's pushed to the tier 2, and TDK can't make up their minds.
Yeah, remember when they got this turret really low? Now it pays off.
Yep.
A play a long time ago now puts them in a 3,000 gold lead as Dream Team follow up on it. Dream Team, they have yet to get their first win in the Challenger Series. They are actually one of the teams that are perceived to be on the weaker side of Challenger Series, with TLA, Ember, and TDK being pretty much the top half of what was expected. And then Apex came in with this great team on paper, these LCS players, these LCK players, and then Enemy and DT are kind of the teams that are on the outside looking in right now and need to make a statement for themselves. Of course, TDK did drop a game to Enemy, and you also see that Dream Team, they're poised to take one as well off of TDK. So yeah. TDK, they have great expectations for themselves, but they could be falling short in this Challenger Series with all the competition that's rising up.
And you talked about how important this win would be for Dream Team, not only for their confidence, but for keeping the league even. The fact that TDK, a team that we perceive to be strong, is 1 point away from Dream Team, if Dream Team are able to take this, really speaks to how close this Challenger split is going to be. Once again, everyone is grouped up around the Baron as Seraph split pushing in the bottom lane. Chirong looks to do the same in the mid, and I feel like we just saw this 2 minutes ago. Everybody just fighting for vision around the Baron.
Yeah, it's actually DT are trying to force a Baron play very, like, a lot. They're basically saying, this is our objective. We never want to be the ones to check you doing Baron because you have so much engaged that you could just be baiting it and then fly out of the pit. So they want to be at the Baron pit first. They have double AD. If you don't answer them correctly, they'll be able to take it on DT's side. So Dream Team, they're just staying in the right spot, in my opinion. Keep control of this objective.
Jurong heads bottom to answer the slow push of Seraph, clears the wave, and Seraph heads top to prepare what I can only assume is going to be another slow push.
Yeah, it's a
Jurong around the map.
Gigantic wave towards Seraph right now. He's going to pick that up and jump out to, what, 20 CS lead now for himself?
Yeah.
Of course, package picked up for Wolf. So now, go to Baron, bait it, and try to look for a fight if you're Dream Team and you want to push your advantage, but make sure you can take this fight accordingly. I think that Baron might have already been started up.
Yeah, Jurong being a nuisance brings Kez to half health before
for the
he groups with his team. This very well could be as Baron is brought to half health.
Same with Shrinfire. Shrinfire's low.
Yeah, Okez tries to pull the trigger, makes it into the back, finds Shrinfire and Massacre. He's buying a lot of time, but he's going to be popped before he can get anything off. Bishu with a huge knockup. Shrinfire and Hakuho are low, but they're fine. Here comes the late teleport from Seraph. He's buying time, but is it going to be enough? It looks like it might be, as Hakuho is dead. Do It is chasing down Massacre. The laser brings him low and nets a double kill. Wolf is split. He goes low. Is he going to be able to escape? No, Seraph can't get in. He chases forward. He is able to nuke it, but Shrinfire gets the execution shut down. It's going to be a 3-for-3 trade.
It's just all over the place right now. Jurong, he couldn't get to his AD carries. He was sectioned off, and he couldn't protect them. So they were in a choke point, and then everybody from TDK just funnels through the choke point and forces their way through. And Do It, that was a gigantic skirmish. It was all over the place. Two on one side, two on another, one person chasing another. Oh man, Kez did a great job in engaging that fight. But once again, it's another overreached fight. TM8, though, stayed very focused and was able to take out OQ in the midst of it. So that was a big play because it could have been turned around and TDK could have been a team that actually walked away with the victory here. And you can see Jurong, he gets separated from the team. So he can't actually get to his AD carries right now. He has to walk all the way around. And then Kez dove in. Now he's in a bunch of blobs. Do It is trying to deal with Wolf behind him. And then TM8 locked up, but he gets healed. He gets so much healing. And then Do It make sure that he can actually take him out. But TM8 had already done the damage and already killed OQ. And a lot of this is just Jurong not being able to be a part of this fight. And Seraph right here, picks up the kill, but gets the counter kill because Jurong comes back in and Do It had just run off to the side and wasn't able to actually pick up anybody else besides TM8.
Yeah, and that's sort of what we saw in game number 1. The two teams going blow for blow, trading objective after objective, trading kill after kill, though it was a relatively low kill game. But in game number 1, it was TDK who were the ones delivering the first punch, and Dream Team who had to answer and were a step behind. This time, however, it's Dream Team who are the step ahead, and TDK who are trying to answer. Shrinfire's going to be knocked up and locked up. The CC chain is brought down, and he's shut down by Bishu. No, not Bishu. Do It.
Yep. Do It with the pickup. I mean, Bishu not a mid laner anymore. You would think.
It's Reflex.
Yeah. I mean, he played in the LCS as a mid laner for a little bit.
Yep.
So I don't blame you at all. And yeah, I think that's the person you want the kill on right now. You want to be able to get this Victor to a point where he will be able to blow up both marksmen, no problem. He has the Ludens too for that upfront burst. So just looking for more ways to accomplish his goal. I do think that the Shrinfire with the Abyssal Scepter is a little bit of a missed opportunity to have another slow from Rylai's. But he's just looking for the magic penetration. It does benefit 3 people on his team, which does give you a lot of bang for your buck. Normally, you're just getting it on a mid laner, and maybe it helps somebody else. Maybe you're running double AP with a top laner. But since he has kind of double magic damage with the Corki and the Lulu, he also is a magic damage stealer.
Seraph gets chunked out by Jurong, who's split pushing. Seraph doesn't have an ultimate, so he's got to back away for now. The rest of TDK are going aggressive. Jurong's the one with teleport. Seraph can't join up if his team gets engaged upon.
Yeah, Seraph with the early distortion, he always does this to try and make teleport plays. That's how Seraph plays League of Legends. He likes to have that lower cooldown teleport. So it's up in 45 seconds for him. But he's still getting chunked out again by Jurong. Jurong just has this level lead over him.
It is a 2-level lead. Though they are now even in CS, a lot of that CS was given to Sharong solo, whereas Seraph was typically with his team. Again, he recalls to try to group up Kez. He loves taking this route to try clearing it out.
I've seen this like 6 times.
Yeah.
Eventually there's going to be a montage of just Kez walking up walking up that bush around the red buff as Zach just sauntering through. Kez, oh, he makes it out every time though. So only one time he's been caught, and that was when he jumped down the mid lane and he didn't have his passive up.
Yeah, once again, Dream Team trying to fight over vision near that Baron pit. Don't want to take any chances, and as you said, be the ones who are set up and prepared that TDK have to engage upon. Do it with a quick recall. He's going to pick up a needlessly large rod. That gets him far away from the Baron, as Schernfire and Massacre might be trying to sneak it. Blue Trinket will spot it, and Kez is over the wings. You don't want to take any chances with Zach right there.
Dream Team just seem okay with getting one of their members to half HP before a fight by attempting the Baron, and it might hurt them. They keep doing that over and over again. TP up for Seraph now, so that advantage is gone, but they still have that level advantage for Chiron, who's pretty much going to continue to split push. 300 CS numbers coming up for the top laners and the mid laners here. Everybody's hitting those breakpoints where these 80 carries are paper.
Very scary situation. Luckily, Lulu, Braum, and a lot of mobility will help keep Dream Team in this. Dream Team currently at a minor gold lead, about 3,500 gold over TDK, but we're starting to get to the point where that gold lead means less and less.
I think we're pretty much at the three item point right now. This gold lead, I actually do think just 4,000 gold, like if it jumps up to 10,000, still means a lot.
Yeah.
Package picked up for Corki. Peek and Wolf, they're looking for a fight here. They have already taken Scuttle. They have control of this area now for TDK. And Seraph's in the base. Depends. If he sits there, it means he's going to look for a TP play. All right, he runs out of the base. He's going to go clear this bottom wave. He still has TP. He's looking for a TP play. But, oh, man, Sharong, he just has so many items right now that are just great. He got the Rod of Ages really early. It's already 10 stacked. It's going to be so hard to do anything to these 80 carries. He has 580 AP already. And here goes Peekin.
Yeah, they're trying to collapse onto Seraph. He takes the claw. Peekin Wolf tries to read it. Seraph is buying time. He's got flash, but will he waste it? Zanyas stalls it out even more. His team is trying to catch up, but they're just not able to make it in time.
Yep, there you go. And Seraph, 1 minute on his respawn timer already, 50 seconds. He's out for a long time. They could start up a Baron, but he's the one who is TP. But Chirong, he's just going to go with the split push. Split push with Chirong. You have the TP. Level 18 Lulu. He is just so fed right now. Like, you wouldn't think it, but the fact that he's Lulu and he has these items and he got them early, he's going to take a turret, no problem.
Yeah, the turret goes down. Dream Team are trying to force TDK out of position.
Oh, they're playing this so well.
Yeah, they're starting the Baron right now. Bishu is waiting around the pit along with Kez. They chunk it down to half, as you mentioned, content to trade their health for what could be an inhibitor, but looks like Chirong has to back away. They pull the trigger now onto the Baron. It's healed up.
Well, they know that Do It is bottom. Do It doesn't have a TP, and Chirong's just going to run away and lead him on a merry chase. Oh, wait. There's no way to stun him.
Oh, the flash knock-up. They found Bishu. He gets pulled away by the Fates Call. They're trying to set up a bounce house. OQ is doing what he can, but the Unbreakable is soaking so much. He goes down to a huge crit from Peekin Wolf, and TDK clean this up. Schernfire is going to go down here. TDK make it look easy here.
Oh, my God. I'm sitting there going, he doesn't have an interrupt. Well, Victor ulti interrupts channels. So he interrupted the TP from Chirong, and that's what made that fight. There was no time for a gravity field. He just throws out the ultimate. Do It is the hero of that fight, despite not being in it.
Amazing play from TDK and incredible game knowledge to know his champion that well. Baron now being started with 3 members still dead. This could be TDK's into the game, their way back in to this game. They're up now in kills with this Baron secured. Should bring it just about even in gold.
Oh, man, that is so good. That is so good. It's like Chirong's going to make it there. They don't have Gravity Field, but... Or Gravity Field's not going to have enough time, but look at this. Chirong, he's already here. Bishu might have to give up his life.
Yeah, he's very low health. Does not have his ultimate. Chirong and Hakuho chase that poor Seal down. You can't kill him while he's a Seal. That's just mean. They can't go clubbing.
Oh,
They gotta be friends.
man,
I meant out to
ruin my day. No, I'm just
Here's the silence cancel.
Yeah. It's not even a silence, it just interrupts channels. It's a part of the ultimate. And this is just such great communication because the turnaround, they were banking on Charong being there in the middle of that fight. And, oh man, do it. That was huge. He could have won the, I think he may have just put them back in the game. And here's another fight.
A fight breaks out. Duet's dancing around once again. That's going to be Dragon secured by Dream Team, their second of the game, but Duet is chasing forward. Haku
I'm going to get
junked.
Duet does get all the Spiderlings, but that's going to be top lane turret. Charong, he's going to be able to take another turret in this split push here. And Charong is doing a lot for Dream Team in this game. CS advantage. He has so much kill participation. He's only missed out on 1 kill in this game. Highest on his team is a top laner. Despite not having TP, he's still applying pressure on this map.
Yeah, and that 1 kill that he missed out on was OQ dying to Peekenwolf at that fight we just saw. He would have been there for that if it weren't for Duet. Duet, the guy. Just ruining Charong's good time.
Oh, that was amazing. And it's one of those interactions that you don't always immediately think about, but when I saw it, I was like, that's what happened.
Yeah, snap decision.
Because Roots will interrupt it, but also that'll interrupt it too. But how many times does a Victor...
Bates call, Bishu eats a shield to his face as TDK push onto this tier 2. They're not able to take it down just yet. Solid wave clear from Dream Team.
Trying to catch out Kez. But yeah, I was about to say, how many times is a Victor near a teleporting target? Right? Almost never.
Yeah.
He's not played top lane, sometimes in the mid lane, but mid lane TPs are used very differently because you walk all the way back. But that was awesome.
Very solid play from TDK. Red buff being contested. Looks like Massacre wants to secure it.
But yes, Dream Team now have the Lich Bane on Charong, so Charong's split push is going to be even better.
Uh-oh.
You have to watch out for
trying
that.
to pull the trigger here. He's the one who's able to pop the stun. Pop onto the neutral monster.
Okay.
Uh-oh, Seraph takes a bit of damage as Peekenwolf goes forward.
That's the
Seraph
crits.
is so low. He tries to get in, but he's not able to. Cleanse and Wild Growth keep Peekenwolf alive.
He wanted to ulti himself immediately. He wanted to pop that E, and boom!
Oh my gosh. Dashes onto a laser. He was like a cat right there. Look at the laser. Oh, God. 38 minutes in, even in kills, 5,000 gold lead for Dream Team. And with Seraph dead, this is Dream Team shoving forward. Baron buff, not able to get too much for TDK.
It's so strange, because when we see Seraph in the LCS, he's doing so well. And then we see him in Challenger, it's like, Seraph?
Question mark?
What's happening? But it's actually been a consistent theme. I don't think he's had an outstanding game just yet.
Yeah, the tier 2 is taken by Dream Team as they continue to pressure forward. Seraph is up in 13 seconds, and Dream Team don't want to take their chances. They take the turret, and they get the heck out of Dodge.
Yep. Seraph has yet to have a game in Challenger where he has more kills than deaths. 0-5-4 Lissandra, 2-4-3 Fiora. Then he had a 1-3-0 Quinn game. Now he has a 3-4-2. So, Challenger just doesn't seem to be the place for Seraph right now. He's doing great on TIP in the LCS, but oh man, Charong is really, really making his day really rough. It's actually incredible.
I think it's revenge for game number 1. He was like, you 120 CS lead over me? No.
No, not like this. But now Charong, like I said, Lich Bane, full item build. And Seraph, if he's ever in range of these AD carries, he's going to get destroyed. And it's no wonder he's been ultiing himself, or at least trying to. He's just afraid of the crits and the burst. And it's only going to get worse. Seraph's not going to get too much tank here.
Yeah, TDK escort half a minion wave to that top tier 2 turret. Peekenwolf takes some damage.
Yeah.
But there's so much wave clear. There's so much poke. TDK, don't pull the trigger on it.
Well, TDK, they have a lot of engage. It's so hard for them to actually get a fight that they want. They can get a fight, but it's not always the one that they want, and you have to choose wisely. You can see Kez 2 levels down on Surenfire. You have to wait a little bit longer here. OQ, he does go for Hysterics in his build so that he's a little more durable and he can withstand some more shots. And I don't think Hysterics is actually that bad on Kalista, because Kallista's Q and E are both total AD ratios as opposed to bonus AD ratios. So you still get the bonus attack damage from it increasing your base damage on your abilities. And it also makes it so that you're durable, so you can have more time alive so that you can stack your spears. So despite you not doing as much upfront damage, if you're alive a little longer and you can get the E, it could equate to more damage at the end of the fight.
A dangerous game for OQ. With the incredible amount of damage Dream Team can put out, he's going to have to play safe with Bishu and Kez trying to keep him alive. Charong once again split pushing.
He does so much damage to these turrets, though. You can't leave him alone.
Oh my gosh, he powers through it. Flash gets him away from the Fate's Call, happily traded by TDK. But Charong is still there.
Yeah, Kez is off on the side, and I actually love what Charong is doing, because despite it being a Lulu in a double marksman comp, you usually think, oh, we want to be 5. We want to have the Lulu here to make it so we're all buffed up. He's applying split push pressure so that this team of TDK can't just engage and they have to have somebody answer. So it's really cool how he's trying to divide the team back and forth. Now Seraph in the top lane, you get to shove up the mid lane, shield him, and oh, there's the ulti for doing it.
Yeah, Chaos Storm to clear the wave. Thought he might have caught DT out of position, but Dream Team are still safe. As they run away, Kez charges up the elastic slingshot, and even a teleport from Seraph with Home Guard.
Yep.
Doesn't find the way in.
Nothing comes of it. They're actually playing really well around Seraph, bullying him, making sure that he can't get these TPs onto the back line. Now he's shoving a wave bottom. They're going to lose this turret in the mid lane. TDK's base is broken.
Yeah, the quick shove, the inhibitor falls. This is the inhibitor turret falls. Here comes Kez and Seraph from the side, and the inhibitors, they're still standing for now, but Dream Team don't look like they're done just yet.
No, Dream Team, they could actually go for shoving top lane. That turret's already chunked. They can go for the mid lane with 4 members here. But Seraph, so you see Seraph try to run around from the side, and immediately they peel back, but Seraph has to deal with this bot lane wave. So as he goes to deal with it, DT's going to walk up again.
Yeah, they're
trying to get this turret.
Slowly whittling down the health. OQ gets chunked to about half, but he's healing it up rather quick with his Blade of the Ruined King. Kez takes some damage on the side as Bishu gets pulled as well. Again, Fate's Call to get him to safety. He finds Massacre, knocks him away. Let's see if he can get him out. He flashes to safety. Hakuho is buying a lot of time on the far side. Dream Team's carries are untouched. Kez gets back into the back line. Do It goes down. In the meanwhile, the Schernfire, Kez forced to flash over the wall. It's a free kill for Dream Team, and they continue to push forward. Seraph goes down. They could be trying to end this game as they look for an inhibitor.
And they take the first inhibitor of the game, but they might be getting even more of this. They're going to get a second inhibitor here, and they have a minion wave down the mid lane. There are 50 seconds on Seraph, 45 on Do It. This just might be game.
Yeah, 2v5, they're continuing to pressure forward. Pick and Wolf gets caught by the turret. Kez is keeping himself alive. Even Schernfire gets trading out. The minions spawn in time. TDK, they're managing to hold on, but there's 30 seconds before Alistar's back up. 30 for Do It. This is a scary proposition.
Yeah, but the minion waves, they clash sooner than that.
Oh my god.
TDK.
The Nexus turret goes down. Kez goes in. They're able to drop OQ. It's all up to Kez right now. He goes down. This is going to be Nexus turret number 2, and Dream Team are on the Nexus. They are going to take this win. 1-to-1 split between Dream Team and TDK.
And TDK, once again, 1-1 split. They wanted to not drop a game, and they've already dropped 2 in 2 weeks. They sit at 2 points, but Dream Team are finally on the board with their first win of Challenger. They were big underdogs here. They brought on a new bottom lane. It had synergy intact, but their strategy ended up working here. And Dream Team, they get that 1 point. So they're not too far behind the rest of the teams. We have a couple at 3 points right now, Apex, Ember, and we also have TLA up there. But then we also have now 2 points for TDK.
Yeah.
And then 1 point for Dream Team. So everybody is pretty much a 2-0 away from each other. And this is just shaping up to be very competitive between all of the teams. You cannot underestimate anybody in this tournament.
Yeah, and the fact that Dream Team, that was their first win after 3 losses in the Challenger Series.
Yeah.
Bringing it together with a patient win. I believe that was a 44-minute win by the time it was all said and done. These guys, the perseverance, the persistence, 0-3 against, I believe in week number 1, it was Team Liquid Academy. They went 0-2, then they lost to TDK, and now they've taken a win. This is huge for Dream Team.
Yes, Dream Team, like I said, they were underdogs here. They're former Astral Authority, and they switched up a lot. As soon as they qualified, they got a new mid laner in Peek and Wolf, who had already qualified with Coast previously, so he's been through the Challenger circuit. And then they got TM8 and Hakuho, who were on Frostbite, who failed to even qualify for this, but TM8 was part of Imagine last year, and they just look like a squad that's not great on paper, but in practice they seem rather good.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. But for an insider's perspective on that match, we want to welcome Pekin Wolf. Pekin Wolf, man, that was an amazing game on Corki. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much.
The fact that you guys were able to take it after the 0-3, how does that feel to finally be able to get that first win of the split?
Getting the first win was great, but even in all of our other past matches, normally we can get an early advantage, and from there we just had some missteps and miscommunication. But so far we've never been stomped. So, I mean, we always are able to potentially win a game, but we just make a few missteps, and we're definitely improving.
Great. I want to ask you a little bit about yourself here, Pekin Wolf, because we saw you last qualifying for the LCS on Coast, and now we're seeing you back in Challenger. So what's happened with you in these last few months from qualifying and doing really well to now being on Dream Team and having to get picked up last minute and then come up with the team in a new roster?
Well, after Team Coast didn't qualify for the Challenger Series, I was looking for a new team, and I joined this one. And after a long story that I'm not even going to get into, I'm on this new roster, and I feel like we have a lot of talent inside this roster, especially because I think we are the pretty much newest team here to actually form a roster. The other teams have been together for a pretty long time, and considering we can take games from TDK, who was considering, I think, boot camping in Korea or something, if we can take games from them, we can take games for anyone.
Yeah, they did end up boot camping in Korea, so you guys get that one win off of them. And so last week you played against TLA, and things really didn't go your way at all. And how did you guys bounce back from that 0-2 defeat last week?
Well, the defeat that we got, I mean, during the games, we just misstepped during the mid and late game. The first game, we had a pretty big advantage and were able to probably close out the game, but we just do pretty much mistakes that are new team related. We've been playing way less than any of the other team for team synergy and that kind of thing. TLA has been a roster for a really long time, and now that they have Harry Abs, we had to also go against Dominate, which was harder. But we definitely could have won those games, and it was just the mid game and our new team communication that made us lose those.
Very solid. And I got one final question for you. After you guys barely able to make, you snuck by in game number 5 of the qualifiers. This is your first win in your 4th game. What's your expectation for the course of this series? I mean, you guys are clearly coming together with some powerful plays.
I think if we keep on steadily getting better every single week, we're going to definitely be a contender for the playoffs. I think that it's not going to be easy. I think the other teams are still going to be really strong and hard to beat, but definitely we can see some 2-0s if we play our game.
So what do you think is going to be the biggest factor in your team improving? Are you guys going to go have communication? Do you have a coach that's going to help you out a whole lot? What do you think is going to help you the most?
Well, we already have a coaching staff, but we're probably all going to we're not all together yet, so when we're all inside one house together, it's going to be really good and have a nice schedule for everything. That's going to make it a lot easier because right now we don't have that, and we have less time to actually be playing and practice.
Very solid. Well, we're looking forward to see how you guys improve over the course of the season. Pekin Wolf, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you, guys.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and step away from the Rift while first place Apex looks to keep their hold on first place against the likes of NME. The Challenger Series coverage continues in just a bit.
They prefer enemy, not NME.
Oh, okay. Enemy versus enemy. Looks for some more action. Charong even joins the battle as well. Seraph is low. The full culling botting block, but Charong is able to keep him alive. Churnfire and Hakuho are low, but they're fine. Here comes the late teleport from Seraph. He's buying time, but is it going to be enough? It looks like it might be. OQ is doing what he can, but the Unbreakable is so much. He goes down to a huge crit from Pekin Wolf. Nexus turret goes down. Kez goes in. They're able to drop OQ. It's all up to Kez right now. He goes down.